That's good. So, kicking this off, a bit of good news and some quirkiness, and how I felt about the event. That's an interesting concept all in by itself. Um, there were a lot of things that they talked about today. Obviously, steps going towards like next live. Yo, what up, Sneeve? What's going on, man? I just got done watching the live event. So initially they talked about basically building technology around the home user, right? So technology not in the sense that it's going to disrupt day to day. Yeah, you caught some of it. Um, but yeah, not anything that's going to like disrupt your day to day, but like trying to make technology work for the user. So giving the user controls of technology, which I absolutely support. I do support companies that do understand that technology just can't be the center focus of human life, that there has to be a cutoff point, there has to be a way to manage it. So for the fact that Google paid attention to that, that was actually pretty good. Uh, am I getting the phone? I'm probably gonna get it next year, maybe around March. When they start having those really good deals, and of course, tax return for us adults, which is Christmas for adults. When I get my tax refund, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go after the Pixel 4. Um, for some of the stuff that they talked about, besides that, also the Pixel Book Go. I really don't know how I feel about that, but it's kind of cool that they are keeping that around and that they are focused around the Pixel Go Chromebook. So that's actually pretty cool. $649. I don't know how I feel about that as far as I've seen Chromebooks that are pretty good at a very lower price. My Chromebook, which is currently getting repaired right now because of my stupidity, I actually got that at a good deal for $100, and it's an Asus Chromebook, touchscreen and everything, 15.6 inch display, and so a pretty big size Chromebook. I don't see a reason to go get a Pixel Book Go. But however, for someone out there who's probably looking into getting a Chromebook, maybe they've had like a Windows laptop for a while, and maybe they had a MacBook. They want to try Chrome OS, and that's actually pretty cool. How much is the 4XL going for? I'm not entirely sure because I know. See, here's the thing about this event that was kind of a bummer for me. They gave prices, but they didn't. I didn't see them break it down. $899. Okay, there you go. I probably missed it because the only thing that I saw was that it was $799 for the Pixel 4 starting off. That's starting off base. So I'm thinking 64 gig internal storage is going to be like $799. So yeah, Sneed said it. Probably $899 for the XL version, $100 more. That's starting off base. And then as it goes up in storage amount, of course, price goes up too. But I didn't see them bring out the phone at all. I mean, the one photographer had it in her pocket, but they didn't actually like last year with the Pixel 3, they had that little stand come up and it had like the 3XL and the other products that Google was releasing. We didn't get to see it. They just said that if you wanted to take a look at it, to head over to a site. It gave the URL to the site. But that's kind of insane because they've been leaking the Pixel 4, so everyone's kind of seen it online, but to see it in person, unacceptable. If it wasn't for the free cloud storage, they couldn't pull us off. Yeah. So there was, if I had to really call it, okay, you guys know I'm a Pixel fanboy. I say it all the time. I feel like that, again, Google played to some restraints. Again, this was like the golden opportunity for Google to take the lead and show that they could actually stay ahead of the pack. But I always feel like when Google does this crap, I always feel like that they are with the group, with Apple, Samsung, LG, and all them, and they're looking around okay, who's going first? Instead of leading the pack. I don't know why Google wants to restrain stuff like that. I mean, they have golden opportunities for certain things. They showcased Stadia again. Of course, they gave the same bougie statement to it. Instead of upgrading your bulky video game console, you just have this one thing. Google will never change. Yo, what's up, Isaac? Yeah. So I get where they're going with this. I get the idea that they're trying to be eco-friendly. I get all that. Um, for me, and this is probably a sad statement. Some people take this as a sad statement, but the one thing of the entire event that really got me like, wow, was the Pixel Buds, and that says it right there. I mean, the Pixel Buds, I got really excited for because it's like, wow, like what they were able to do with the Pixel Buds and contain it in something small, so it fits in your ears, stays flush with your ears. The range of connection, which was kind of weird how they said it, because they're like indoors, it's 3 rooms away connection, but outdoors, it's a football field length. Like, okay, but nonetheless, still, I was still impressed by that. You'll have to check those out. Yeah, and then so I was thinking like, were you expecting to watch? No, I wasn't expecting the Pixel Watch. Only because like there was a lot of leaks happening, right? We all know this, leak after leak after leak, and with all those leaks, there's been mentions of like what to expect with Nest Mini. There's been leaks of the Pixel Buds, like there's gonna be an update to the Pixel Buds. Of course, we got the Pixel 4, but I never heard one thing about a Pixel Watch. Non-scientific and well, yeah. So, yeah, for me, it would be the Pixel Buds, and that's, some people will say that's a sad statement for, I guess a tech geeky person like me to be excited over Pixel Buds, over the Pixel 4. And the pricing to it, right? So like what, like AirPods go for about like 149 or somewhere around that ballpark it, right? And the Pixel Buds going for 179. So, yo, Coffee, what's up? They did that to distract people from the truth. What do you mean, the Pixel Buds or? Because like the Pixel 4 to me, like I'm glad in the pricing. I'm glad that Google did not screw this up and price the Pixel 4 at $1,000. If they had done that, first of all, that's an overkill price. Secondly, that would have just deterred like any type of people joining in to the Pixel family and would just push them all away. 3 rooms because every room has the same size. Same. Okay, I guess they didn't make an A version. Well, see, I think what Google's doing with that, if they're going to continue the A line of Pixels, is that they'll have their flagship released in fall, and then their mid-range released in spring of the next year. So for a Pixel 4a, spring more than likely, if they continue it. I mean, we have the Pixel 3a, but that's not a guarantee that they will continue that. That could be one of Google's little, things they do, like when they made Allo, and they were like, yeah, we got this new chat thing called Allo and Duo survived because Duo is good for video calling. I'll hands down say that they should have implemented Duo into Hangouts and just have it all in one. I still stand by that. But then Allo just completely drop dead. So who knows? Are there smartwatches that connect with Pixels? Yeah, there's smartwatches that connect with Pixels. The Moto 360 will connect with Pixels. The Fossil watches right now can connect with Pixels. So there are still an abundance of smartwatches out there. I think TicWatch does, if I'm not mistaken. So you said the Pixel Buds are 179. They're 179 for the Pixel Buds. You can get an older Android Wear watch. Like I've tested. I went on OfferUp. There was a person that was selling an LG G Watch R, and I went and tested it and connected it to my Pixel 3. So there are different ones. It's just a Pixel Watch. I don't know. Maybe Google feels like they're not ready to step in the realm of watches because Apple's pretty much got that. Yeah, we could do a collab video on this, or I said it on your live stream, Sneed, that I actually looked it up on StreamYard's website on the FAQs. So I was thinking this Sunday I would join you on your live show, because like the live stream has to be created using like a laptop or desktop computer, which is your show, so you'll be starting it on StreamYard. But like for people to join in on your live stream, they can use a mobile phone and use Chrome and access it from Chrome. So I was saying that, I don't know if you caught that comment on your live stream on Sunday, but I was thinking like Sunday I'd join you on your live show. Yeah, definitely. So if this Sunday when you start your live show, if you have Pete on there, if you this call, someone's calling. Yeah, yeah, definitely Sunday, definitely. I'm stoked for that. So yeah, we could do that Sunday, man. It's gonna be awesome. I'll try to see if like I can allocate time throughout the week so it frees up Sunday, so that way I can try to be regular on your live show. I think that'd be cool too. But yeah, Pixel 4. Man, I tweeted this. I don't know if some of you guys caught the tweet where I said it's telephoto versus super wide angle. Because I mean, I caught what they were saying when they were talking about the cameras and why they went with telephoto and like. First of all, answer me this: the guy who did the presentation regarding the Pixel 4 cameras, did he not look like Magneto from X-Men from the movie? Because I swear when I first saw it, like I went to get a drink and I was coming back to sit down and I was like, Magneto, what? But then I seen the guy's name on the screen. I'm like, yeah, that's not the actor who plays Magneto, but did look like Magneto, man. I swear I thought Magneto was giving the presentation on the Pixel 4 cameras, and I was like, okay, you know what? Like, today it is about cameras when it comes to smartphones, whether you like it or not. Like me, I could really give two left testicles about cameras as long as it takes a good picture. Then I'm solid with it. But I know there's people out there who are pretty like the cameras have to be spot on. Like, I think today people want cameras to be so good that if you have like a cancerous cell on your skin, they want the camera to be able to pick that up. And I get it. People want to get a good photo. Like they want that wow factor when they post it to Instagram and stuff like that. I'm about to get fired. Oh, okay. All right. And so, like, I get it. Like, everything today is going to be camera. So I tweeted that statement because, Apple, the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, like, they're all about super wide angle, right? And I seen what they did, and I was kind of impressed. But when it comes to presentations where they talk about a certain smartphone that they're releasing and, like, all the different, I guess you could say, like, the presentation slideshows and stuff like that, does not compare to real world usage, right? Like they can convince me all they want that they took this super zoom using the telephoto lens on the Pixel 4 of the Golden Gate Bridge from way far back and talk about, why crop it when you can pinch to zoom to get that zoom. But then if I buy the Pixel 4, if it doesn't do that for me, right, that's like I'm going to get agitated because if I drop $800 on it, then it didn't do what it said it was going to do. This might be a dumb question, but they have unlocked versions. Yeah, they do. They do have unlocked versions. They said that it's basically supported on all carriers. So all carriers will have the Pixel 4 in their inventory to either sell directly to you or do some sort of leasing program thing that they normally do with carriers. But you can also buy it from the Google Store unlocked. So you can either go that route too. Me, like I said, I initially wasn't looking to get the Pixel 4. I am kind of impressed with some of the things that they showed, enough to where, like, yes, I'll upgrade to the Pixel 4, but I'm not going to do it right away. I'm not going to do it for $800. I don't need a massive amount of storage. I know other people do. Like, other people want 128 or 256. And, I'll probably, show you guys later on in the video. Like, my Pixel 3 is 64 gigs. My 3A is 64 gigs. And actually, I can show you right now. I don't even use that much storage. So I don't see a reason to get 128. I mean, it probably would make more sense to get 128 because then if you ever needed the storage. But okay, so that's how much storage that I've used. It's only 36% out of 64 gigs. Now I know having more storage is good and it's better. So I'm not knocking anyone that goes after the bigger storage, but I'm saying just for me as a user, I don't require a lot of storage. So even if I went with the base model, which would be $799 for it, I still can't justify paying that right now. So by going and just kind of waiting until Google drops those deals, because Google will drop deals with the Pixels. That's inevitable. Pixels are not like iPhones, right? iPhones is well known. You can hold an iPhone across the street and someone's gonna know it's an iPhone without a case on it, but they'll know it's an iPhone, right? I can go outside and hold my phone like this, and I'm telling you, people are not gonna know this is a Pixel. They're not going to know because Pixels are not that well known within the average consumer's world. Geeks world, we know. Average consumer's world, they don't. So with that, yeah, it's very true. So with that, like, Google has no choice, but if they don't see a spike in sales for the Pixel 4, they got no choice but to do these deals where it's like 250 off, $300 off, you know. So I'm waiting for those. And when those hit, that's when I'll more than likely buy the Pixel 4 and unbox it. Like, I don't rush chase phones to unbox them immediately just because they came out. Like, I could care less about having it unboxed first. But giving my perspective on the phone is what's more important. That I think makes better content on YouTube is because then you're getting it from my point of view, since you subscribe to me because you guys like listening to what I have to say about it, which again I really appreciate. So I think that's how I'll do it, is I'll wait until I can find the best deal on it and be able to drop that kind of money on it. Some of the things that kind of worried me was that I didn't hear them say that a lot of this stuff that's coming is going to trickle down to the older Pixels. So that kind of like puts a little fear. Like, is Google changing their mindset? Are they going to start just focusing on today's flagship and kind of forgetting about tomorrow's flagship? Those are some of the things that kind of crosses my mind. But besides the Pixel 4, besides the Pixel Buds, I did dig the presentation regarding, you know, the thoughts and efforts put into the Nest Mini, into Google Wi-Fi. Those are actually, you know, pretty cool. But again, you know, for the average consumer, they don't care about that kind of stuff. Geeks do. So, you know, obviously I paid attention to that. In general, this presentation felt a little daft, a little bland. Just, I didn't feel any enthusiasm. I honestly felt like that people were rushed to do this, or like maybe something didn't go right, but they're like, go ahead and go with the presentation. I mean, I don't know. Just tell me what you guys think, especially with the replay crew later on in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. But didn't it just feel a little dull? Like, it was just like, good morning, everybody. Yes, we have a new line of products for you. Like, I didn't really feel any enthusiasm, any excitement. So, I mean, like, why would your customers who attended to watch the event, whether from home or at the event, what makes you think that you would excite them to buy this new product if you're not even that enthusiastic about it? You know, like, I mean, me personally, if I had my own business of selling products, like say I made ice cream, then yeah, I'd be shucking and jiving out there and dancing with an ice cream in my hand to tell you how good my ice cream is. Like, I gotta walk up to you and be like, hi, I have 26 flavors of ice cream. Well, the crowd was lame too. Apple's crowds are more fun. Yeah, yes. But then again, I mean, it's the dynamic, right? The back and forth between the, you know, the presentator and, you know, and the crowd, right? I think the crowd would have been more enthusiastic by the energy of the presentator. It wouldn't surprise me, like paid fans to pump up. Yeah, you know, we never know. I mean, you know, we always see these events on TV and stuff like that. Just like I went to Monday Night Raw, and you know, for the first time in my life, right? You know, kind of lame. I'm 37 years old, been watching wrestling since I was 5 years old, and I went to Monday Night Raw for the first time. My brother took me for a late birthday gift, and like seeing the dynamics live in person on how the show is when it's live on TV versus live in person, and you really see a major difference. And it could be the same way with these presentations. Like, we see all these people screaming, chanting, and ah, and then when you actually go to these things, there's like a sign by your seat that says applause, 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 and like, so they stand up and woo. Like, who knows? They could be doing that. I mean, I can't really say. I haven't ever been to one, but all I can say is this: it's like if you're behind your product and you want people to buy your product, well, then you have to be excited about it, right? Because if you're not excited about it, then why the hell should any customer be excited to buy one? Simple as that. You know, they went on again about Titan M and the security, and I like the fact that they are paying attention to security. But then again, you know, if there's been issues with, you know, OS security and data protection, why should anyone trust your company when you're sitting there talking about, like, you know, you're doing all these advancements to fix issues, but then again, you know, there's been issues and flaws in your security. Example. So I did a video, which I don't think it got much play because a lot of people really don't care about those kinds of things, and it's kind of funny. But I think these things are kind of important that people should pay attention to, because this regards your your private information. So, however, let me go. This was not long ago. What was it called? Oh, 0-day vulnerability. Say, slipped my mind. So the 0-day vulnerability, right? The flaw that allowed hackers to basically gain remote access of your smartphone, right? And Pixel 3s have the Titan M security chip in them, right? So the Titan M is nothing new. It's not a brand new chip to the Pixel 4. It's been available in the Pixel 3, and I'm pretty sure in the 3A. And that's the Titan M security chip is basically to protect your OS and your cloud storage, connections and your private information all together. And now with the new Titan M security on the Pixel 4, it's also supposed to protect your facial recognition, because apparently it's supposed to be the fastest facial recognition on the lock. So if Google is super strong about security, then how was the 0-day vulnerability able to happen? Because if you guys didn't know, the reason why I put this video out and talked about the 0-day vulnerability is for the simple fact that that's what the October security patch from Android was all about. That's the reason why it was kind of talked about. Like, people were like, make sure you download the October security patch for your Pixel devices. It was floating out there. Like, I've seen different websites kind of talking about it, but not really opening up about the 0-day vulnerability. And that vulnerability basically used an exploit in your phone to allow hackers to remote access and control your phone. Okay? So they were able to get into your phone, control it, take whatever they wanted out of it. It was a bad security flaw that was and as a matter of fact, it wasn't the Pixel 3 that it actually attacked, but it was more like, it was the Pixel 2s, I know. And I think, God, I don't remember exactly which ones it were. I know it was the Pixel 2s. They were affected. Certain Xiaomi phones were affected. Redmi, I think Note 5 or something like that. And there's some LG phones on 8.1 Oreo. So it wasn't like all Pixel phones were, but I'm just saying, to the extent that if security is one of their main focuses and goals, then Google's got miles to go on that then. Because for these types of things, for these types of vulnerabilities to exist, to me, I just feel like that there should be more done to protect user privacy information. Project Zero is supposed to be able to find all these exploits. I don't know if you guys remember, like 2 months ago or a month ago, they talked about a certain thing that was like happening, like a certain attack to Apple phones, but not really being transparent, and including Windows and Android that was also affected by the same thing. So yeah, it's a game of cat and mouse. Google Stadia, they talked about the construction of the controller and stuff like that. I think that segment was just to be a filler, as they really didn't go too much about it. I mean, like, they showed people playing games on Stadia on cloud gaming, but they didn't show anything of like the games you can play. So we got like a frontal view of the game players with the TV and in the background that we weren't able to see. So we don't yet get a glimpse to see just how well Stadia is going to run, or how smooth it's going to run. I believe November 19th is what they said is when Stadia drops. I did not see them actually talk about how much the monthly subscription is. So they didn't really update on that. They didn't really give too much on that. They just, like I said, I felt like the Stadia segment was just a filler to have this, brought out live stream. And it still kind of bothers me that they did not really show the physical phone at the event, except for the photographer who was given a Pixel 3 last year and traveled across the country taking photos and stuff like that. And then they switched it up and gave her a Pixel 4, and then they had her sit down and give her thoughts and opinions about the Pixel 4, but like no like showing of it physically. And I don't know, just for me, I guess I'm old school. I like presentations where like at the very end they're like, okay, and this is the Pixel 3A, and they show it, and everyone claps, and they're like, well, you can get these at the, I miss those. Like, for them to tell me like, okay, you watched our entire presentation hoping to see the Pixel 4, and if you want to see it, go to this website. It was like, come on now. Get a new Pixel and finish my review, Tito. I could lend it to you. That'd be cool. To do a review on it. Yeah. Either way, I mean, if you want to send it out to me, that'd be cool. I'll take a look at it, do as much review as I can, and then send it back. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just the way they ended it just didn't seem right to me. But I don't know. This is Google, so I don't think they had much faith in it. That's how I feel. And then the way I think about it is like if that's what you're projecting to your viewers, that's how they're going to feel about it. Like I can see it right now. A lot of different people like doing YouTube videos today, tomorrow, and the next day about the Pixel 4, about the event, their reactions, and they're gonna have kind of a similar idea. Like, I just feel like that they didn't believe in their product because it really doesn't seem like they believed in it at all. I was like, I mean, the only thing I can really say, let's see, it's an uninspired design. There's little innovation cameras. The year of the camera, like, yeah. It's always going to be about camera. That's why I tweeted that little thing, telephoto versus super wide angle, because that's really where the battle's going to be at now. Like, I was watching Chris Perilla's live stream last night. Really, really good dude. If you're not subscribed to Chris Perillo, you guys should check him out. I mean, I know he does a lot of Star Wars coverage, and that's why I kind of follow him too. Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. But he said something interesting in his live stream last night. As he was talking about it, he was like, that these days when it comes to smartphones and stuff like that, it's about cameras. Everyone focuses about cameras. And he was saying that it was to that point where the iPhone 11 Pro was being compared to the Pixel 3 from last year. And, when you do watch people's videos comparing photos and stuff like that, like he made a very good point onto that too. Like you should be comparing them with your own eyes and not letting the content creators' points of views affect your decisions. So, like, if I was to do a video comparing, like the Pixel 3 to the Pixel 3A's photos, right? And I was to say, like, this certain photo from the Pixel 3 looked better than the 3A's. But if your opinion is that the 3A's look better than the 3, go with what you see, right? Because, again, when it comes to photos, it's more about preference. Some people like their photos comic-y, super saturated, like someone took a very enriched thick layer of paint and painted the color of the leaf green, and some people like down to earth tones and natural. Some people like it where it's like a little washed out. I don't know why, but that's, hey, to each his own. But yeah, cameras is where it's really going to, and that's just because when it comes to smartphones, they've hit this wall already. We've hit the wall where it's like innovation is no longer about different things. It's more about cameras now. They're being more innovative with cameras than they are with the actual smartphone itself. It's still going to be the best camera phone going into 2020. I think when it comes to that statement, it's in the eye of the beholder, right? Some people are going to definitely say that the iPhone 11 Pro has the best cameras, and some people are going to say the Pixel 4 has the best cameras. And again, it comes down to the two features that they're basically like highlighting, which is the ability to take a wide view from either a long distance away, and that's really what they're going with. And like when you zoom in, how much detail is prevalent in that photo, and then also with portrait mode, being able like they said, like they were able to get all the refined details of the dog's hair in the photo shot. So they're going for this, and that's I hashtagged it telephoto versus super wide angle because that's really where the competition is going to be at between the Pixel 4, the iPhone 11. Other than that, when it comes to smartphones, it's hit that wall. I mean, you see Samsung, who probably recognizes this issue because they tried with the Galaxy Fold. A lot of people were like, it's not going to work, it's going to fail. Then Huawei came out with their foldable phone. And so we can see that companies have realized they've hit this wall. They've got to do something different to pique consumers' interest. Because the geeks, they don't really care about. They don't care about us because, I mean, if they were to please us, we are a small portion of the population that buys smartphones. So they want to capture everyday consumers' eyes to be interested in things. So Samsung took a risk and did the Galaxy Fold. Now, we can laugh at them for all the issues that's happened, but then again, I kind of commend Samsung for even just trying. LG, and they're going with this air gesture thing. I mean, yeah, and that's another thing too. Like they talked about, they hyped up Project Soli to thinking that there's going to be a lot of things you can do, but the only gestures I really saw was doing this and doing that and doing that. That's it. I didn't see them, like pinch to zoom. I didn't see them do anything like this and crop it out. Like, no, they didn't do anything like that. And maybe over time, Project Sully will evolve to come to that point of air gesture controls and things like that, But for right now, we got the same type of stuff that we're seeing in other smartphones. Swipe, swipe. Like, I mean, yeah, it's cool. Like, they showcase the alarm. Like, if you want to silence the alarm, if you move your hand towards it, it will lower the volume of the alarm going off. And then when you get close, just swipe the alarm away. But it's like, it's still based on 2 or 3 motions and nothing more. When they hyped this up, talking about Project Sully and it probably be able to doing more, like I said, I was thinking more things. I mean, it's cool in the fact that, the AI processing can understand the difference between you doing this to move something versus picking up something and moving it across the screen. Like, it won't react to that movement. And the sensor stays steps ahead to make sure that it doesn't false read a movement. It's going to be lit. It is going to challenge the phone industry in a whole different way than the past. I mean, yes, I could see where they're going with that, but then again, too, like I said, like, they got to get over this wall. That is like the biggest thing that I feel about mobile technology, which is why, like I said last year, that I felt like mobile smartphones were getting dull. They've hit this wall. Like, some companies are backing 100% artificial intelligence and software development as being innovative. And then other companies are focusing on hardware innovation, and other companies are kind of balancing both. They got to build new hardware to go along with new software. All of them are against this wall, and all of them are building their own way of getting above it. Some are going to use a rope to climb. Some are going to build a ladder to climb over. Some are going to put spikes on their hands to climb up the wall. Those are analogies. So, but yeah, we're at that point. Sully is also the early stages of development. Imagine, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, for right now, we only got 2 or 3 gestures, but like the way they hyped it up was like there was a bit more than what other companies have done already. And it would have been great if there was like at least 2 or 3 more gestures to go along with what we already seen. Yes, over time it will develop. Okay, so I'm not knocking it like as if, oh, that's all you got and that's all you ever get. But it was just like, again, it draws back that, to me, it seems like that the leaks were more hyped than the event today. It just didn't feel like they were behind their product. And that's what scares the crap out of me. Oh, no, Coffee, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. It's all good. And hopefully you get that fixed, because car problems suck. I know. I've gone through car issues in the past, so I know how aggravating that can be. Like I said, the only way you're going to sell products, if you're a business person, and this does not take schooling to learn. This is just freaking common sense. The only way you're going to sell your product is if you believe back and hype your own product. That's how it goes. I'm a consumer too. I'm a geek, but I'm also a consumer. If I don't feel like that you believe in your product, then why should I spend my dollars on it? So again, Google, and I keep launch stream. Okay, sorry about that. Assistant launched, and so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I'll just call him the G company, so I don't accidentally launch Assistant. But again, like, I felt like that this time the G company basically had the chance to lead the pack in 2019 into 2020, but decided to kind of restrain themselves. I don't know why. Like, there's nothing, like, I don't know. Like, it's like putting a boxer in the ring that doesn't have the will to fight. Like, he'll throw combinations, he'll throw a couple of power punches, maybe like a good solid cross, but it's like, that they can switch southpaw and kill the fighter and just end the match, and yet they pull back their punches. They don't want to. Like, that is the analogy I'm using of how I feel about Google. Like, I have faith in Google and a lot of things that they do. Like, and in this case, the reason why I feel like that Google has this position to really kind of lead is a simple fact. Like, if you look at all the other companies, Samsung, Apple, LG, Motorola, Xiaomi, Huawei, right? their main focal is their smartphone, right? It's always going to be their smartphone. Google's main revenue intake is not from their Pixel phones. It's from advertisement, right? That's where their bread and butter is. So really, Google has no excuse to really kind of take the lead. Because while these other companies have to be super careful with what they release, because that could make or break the company, it could cripple them. I mean, we already kind of seen that with Apple and iPhone. Last year, all the big debacles that they were in, the news that's being pushed out, like, oh, for this quarter, Apple's not going to show the sales of the iPhone. They're going to include it with MacBook sales and iPad sales and group them all as one thing, right? And everyone's like, oh yeah, Apple's doing that because they didn't sell as much iPhones as they predicted, which we know that. But as you guys can see, it's critical for them to sell these iPhones. It's critical that their iPhones is like the big piece of the cake, and everything else is like the icing and decoration on top of that. With the G company, not that way. Advertisement is the cake. The Pixel, the Pixel Book Go, the Nest, everything else is the icing and decoration on the cake. Advertisement is the cake for Google, or G company. So I just don't see why they don't just go all in. They can't. If they take a fumble, it's not going to really like hurt their company. It's not going to affect them in that way. It won't affect them in the way that the iPhone affects Apple. I guess that's why I'm very meticulous on the G company. I'm very I hold them accountable a lot more, is because you don't have to worry if your Pixel phone fumbles. It's not going to kill your company's revenue. Alphabet Inc. is not going to come down on a G company and scold them like the parent yelling at the child. They're not going to. I mean, they may tell them like, hey, by the way, your smartphone this year didn't do so good. Do better next year. But they ain't going to get that belt, crack it to be like, hey, you're getting whooped. They're not going to do that. So that's why I can't understand Google. Like, why do you guys always want to stay within the group? Why can't you guys break away from the group and lead the pack, sprint? Apple has done it before. Samsung has done that before. LG hasn't done that in a long time, but they're kind of. HTC's kind of went drowning. Motorola did that for the mid-range group. Why can't the G company do that with the Pixel? Go all in. Believe in your product. I mean, they did a very good job. Releasing the Pixel 3a was probably one of the biggest things that Google did right, because it put it in more people's hands. So they gave an affordable option for people to have, and it put it in their hands. So then more people became knowledgeable that there is a flagship phone from the big G company directly with stock Android. Of course, other companies have developed it too, and this is a big thing. I know, Rishi can validate this statement I'm going to make. Sneed will probably back this too, but, OnePlus, arguably right now, I see it as a threat to the Pixel phone. OnePlus, able to build a solid device at a solid price and run Android on it, pretty dang good. And Android is Google software. They bought it, they own it, they've been developing it since. And there has been issues with Android on Pixel phones. I'm not gonna lie. And again, I'm a Pixel fanboy saying this. But there has been issues. So it pegs the question why companies like Samsung, who used to have TouchWiz, which was really choppy and bogged the phone down a lot, now look at Samsung and the One UI, right? Smooth as hell. I've seen people with the Galaxy S10s. My brother's girlfriend has a Galaxy S10. One UI, smooth, really smooth, compared to what it used to be with TouchWiz. Oxygen OS on OnePlus, smooth. Stock vanilla Android on Pixel, kind of smooth, sometimes a bit janky, depending. Like right now, I know my Pixel XL, it has Android 10. Big issue that's happening with it is that the stock charger does not charge the phone. It was doing it for a while, then it stopped working. However, luckily, the Pixel XL came with a Type C to Type C cable, a charging brick that was Type C ported, and then it came with a USB Type A to Type C cable, so I can use that with my Moto turbocharger brick, and it charges the phone. So a third-party charger can charge the Pixel XL. Because that's what I'm talking about. Like the software, on the phone can be a bit buggy, right? And hopefully that they're going to fix that later on with different iterations of Android 10 with security updates. They'll probably fix that issue with the Pixel XL. And that's what I mean. Like, I don't know, Google. Okay, it didn't launch it. The G company, just, I don't know. I thought they could have done better. Honestly did. So, and it's not even telling me. Sorry about that. Faith in Google. I do have faith in Google. I do have faith that they can turn things around. Yeah, Moto with the mid-range. Yeah, Moto's got the mid-range on lock. They're killing it with that. I do have faith in Google because they have the ability and the funds to do it, right? Like, the decisions that they make, that we kind of look at them and say, what the heck are you doing? Obviously it's because they can do better, and we know they can do better. They have all the funding that they need to, and they can allocate it right, and they could do it right. It's not gonna hurt them. I guess that's why I keep saying, like, that's why I'm so hard on them about the Pixel phones and whatnot, is because if sales tank, let's say they put out the most idiotic Pixel phone, right? And everyone's like, what the hell is this? And no one buys it, right? That's not going to shut down the big G company. They're not going to shut down operations in California. They're not going to shut it all down, because that's not where their money comes from. It comes from advertisement, right? Advertisement in Google search, advertisement on YouTube, advertisement on Blogger, advertisement on just everywhere. Everything, Google related is advertisement. That's where they make their money from. So they have the funds to really do it right. Now, I don't know if they're like, yeah, I've got to do these shortcuts because all these phones are coming out and they're coming out with these features and that feature and blah, 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 blah. So let's hurry up and get this out. Like, I don't know. I don't know where their mindset is. I mean, I would love to get hired and work there to, like, pump them up and be like, you guys can do better. And this is where you guys can do better at. Like, be that liaison between consumer and company to kind of help give them an idea. I would love to do that. If they hired me for that, that'd be like the dream job of it all, right? And I wouldn't ask for a huge salary, because I know like software engineers at Google and stuff like that, they made like $500,000 a year, I think, on average. About that, like $500,000 is like starting out software engineer. So just to be that liaison guy to give them the right directions to know what their consumers are looking for in their Pixel phones, I'd take a $20K a year. Pay me that, because I don't know. For me, I just want to see a company that I have faith in do good. Like, people have faith in Samsung. People have faith in OnePlus. When I see that there is massive potential in a company, they're just walking. My son's watching Carmen Sandiego on Netflix. So crazy that how they changed Carmen Sandiego from what it used to be when I watched it. But anyhow, I just want to see them do good. Bring something that is awesome. Because I guess I look at technology in a very different way. Like, I could strip it down and beat it down for what it is, or I could want to see it better. I mean, like, my whole perspective on technology changed. Like, I used to be one of those guys back in the day, in the OS wars. Like, I hate iPhones, and then one day I sat myself down and I'm like, Tito, you freaking idiot! Why do you hate an iPhone? You haven't even used one. It dawned on me. As we get older, we get wiser, we get, maturity kicks in. So, it's never, from that point on, I realized it's never really about that. But it's about technology, and that's why there's a balance. That's why I look at both sides, of the glass. I look at both sides of the window. What good can technology do for us? But also the negative impacts that it makes. To find that balance, that's not a Star Wars reference. Kind of is, kind of not. But technology can make life easier for us. And I'm all for that. The advancements in technology and what it can do for us and just the growth of it. But then also you have to have balance for that too. You also have to be able to know when enough is enough. Balance, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm not making any sense here. I don't know. This is just how I feel about technology. This is just how I look at things when it comes to it. The glass is half full. And it's the same approach that I took way back in the day in the early infancy of this channel when I used to argue with people in the comment section about certain phones that cost like $50 and what kind of experience you can get out of it and how you could do certain things to get a better experience out of it, like download a certain app that's like a workaround to give you this feature that's in a $500 flagship, because that's how much flagship used to cost back then, or rooting, installing a custom ROM to get a better experience with the phone. Like, I've always been looking at it on the positive side. So when I look at Google, I mean, some people will question it, like, well, do you really have that kind of faith in them that they're going to do good? And it's like, I have faith. I know that they're making idiotic decisions, and sometimes they're too smart for their own good, so they're walking in a dark room looking for a black cat that isn't there. But I have faith that someone's going to open their eyes and say, hey, we're making all the dumb moves here. Let's start doing this. Because I want the Pixel to succeed. I really do. I want it to be up there to be recognized like the iPhone is, like the Galaxy S series is. I want it to be up there recognized as that. But I also want them to focus on their mid-range game too with the A series. I want them to be able to be on top there, to run against Motorola. Like, bring the true competition back so we can start seeing these companies get hungry again and become more innovative. And then that way, we as the consumers benefit because we get all the cool stuff that they come up with. Like Project Solar is going to be good. I would love to see something like that in Samsung phones, LG phones, Motorola phones. I would just love to see that, right? To be able to control your phone using your hands. Because if I'm cooking, and I love to cook food, and if I'm cooking and my hands are soiled with ingredients, and whether dry ingredients or wet ingredients, I don't want to touch my screen. I don't. So having that ability to be able to control your phone without having to touch the screen is good. But you can't use it for everything. Let's see. I got Samsung. The One UI looks so good. Awesome. The only problem I have with Samsung is the battery. It's horrible, and the phone is like new. What it will be like 2 years from now. Oh, yeah. Then again, it's all about battery optimization. How well does the phone's processing chip, how much resources from the battery does it need to actually run its processes? I mean, those things will continue on. They'll get better and better. Like I said, the Pixel Buds, I was impressed, and that was probably one of the things that did impress me about it, was the amount of battery life you got out of it in such a small form. To be able to bring you that kind of battery life and put it in something so small that it sits flush within the ears. My oldest son was laughing because he actually was watching the live stream with me before he had to go to school. And when they talked about that, I was like, that the Pixel Buds sit flush in your ears, so it's not like it's going to be hanging out, sticking out, or anything like that. I'm like, well, what if someone has Dumbo ears or Minnie Mouse ears? Like, everyone's ears is not the same size, so will it sit flush in any ear? Because some people got, big gap, wide open ear canals, and some people got really tiny ear canals, so those play a factor. I was just being overly critical at that point. My son laughed at that, so. I don't know. I guess best thing that I would say, if you want to physically see the Pixel 4, it looks like Best Buy is going to be the best place for you to go. That's the Grown Geeks Chuck E. Cheese. I love going to Best Buy. I think Best Buy here hates me because I go in there and I don't buy anything. Sometimes I will buy something if I'm actually going to buy something, but when I walk through, they're like, there's a guy in the phone department that he gives me the evil eye. Because when I walk in, he knows it's because a phone came out and it's on their display. He knows I'm going to go play with the phone, but I have no intentions of buying it. So, like, he doesn't even come up to me to ask me if I need any help because he knows what I'm there to do. I'm just there to play with the phone. I pick up the phone, I mess around with it. I download apps over their Wi-Fi because they have it opened up where you can download apps in the Play Store and stuff like that. But you can't purchase apps. And then I play with the cameras and take videos and stuff like that. And like I'll look at the camera, like I might yell sometimes because I want to see like how like the dude hates me. He does not like me at all. He works there. When he sees me, he knows. So when the Pixel 4 is at Best Buy, he knows I'm gonna be there to look at it. But yeah, Best Buy is probably gonna be your best option to see this. No updates. Samsung is an OS software update travesty. Yeah, I'm probably going to pass on the Pixel and get the OnePlus 7T. Yeah, I'm hearing good things about the OnePlus 7T. Rishi's photos on Instagram are killer. I dig those photos. He should engage you and strike a conversation on tech, new releases. Yeah, but like I mean, because like I applied at Best Buy one time to work in their mobile tech department, got interviewed on it, and so I know that they have a quota on sales they got to make. So I guess that's why he gives me the evil eyes because maybe he's not a very good salesperson, so he's hoping to get one or two sales, and he knows when I'm coming in, I'm not buying anything. I think one time I did shock him. As a matter of fact, I got this case. I got this case at Best Buy. The only thing I bought through him was this case. And I got it because someone bought it and I guess they didn't like it, so they returned it. So it was open box, so they had to take off $10 from the normal price. And so he was like, yeah, there's different colors that will fix my fit my Pixel. He kept talking about the not pink case, and I'm like, no, I'll take this one because it was the only one that was open box and was $10 off, and it's just a phone case, right? Like, what can generally be wrong with it other than it actually being broken? And if it's broken, then why are they putting it back on the floor for sale? So I got at that, but yeah, I love messing with that dude. When I walk in with a great big like geeky smile, and I just stroll up like I'm happy-go-lucky, and he knows I'm gonna mess with every phone on that display. And I think the other reason why he doesn't like me is because he told a customer something. I can't remember this because this was like 4 years ago. He was telling a customer something about a phone, and back then I was kind of a jerk. So I knew what he was saying is wrong, and I could have just let it be at that. But I honestly, when I talked to his customer and I told him about all the things that he was saying wrong about a certain phone, I had it in the intent of destroying his reputation. I'm a very bad person at times, so I think life punishes me in that sense. Cause I didn't, I did it to help the customer out because I didn't want them to make a decision on an idiotic statement. However, I also did it to pretty much trash that dude. So that's probably why he also hates me too. Ali, so I don't know. I mean, to end the year like this was just like, I mean, I guess that's why I'm pretty hard on Google too at their event. It's like a baseball team, right? Every company went up to bat for 2019. Google was the last one to bat, the ninth inning. They could hit a home run, but they didn't. I mean, they didn't bunt the ball, but they kind of hit it off into like center left, and they were lucky that they didn't get out from a catch. That's the way I feel about it. I thought maybe to end the year of tech of 2019, Google could have hit that home run and just Gambino ground out the shortstop. That's a good analogy. I don't know. So we'll see. Well, hopefully next year Google does better. Kind of too early to say who has it for 2019 as far as like best smartphone released. Only because I want to see the phone in action. Like I want to see real world usage before I can say, okay, did the Pixel 4 take it as this year's best 2019 release? Wow, I'm going back like 5 years. 2019 release, did Google take it as best? Does it go to the Apple iPhone 11? Does it go to the Galaxy Note? Does it go to the OnePlus 7 Pro, the OnePlus 7T? Like, who takes it this year? We'll see. I want to see some real comparisons from real people. So like Marquez Brownlee, love his show, but I don't hang on what he says. Lewis from Unbox Therapy, love his show, but I don't hang on words that he says. iJustine, same thing. So like, I'm looking to the people that I know that's real about it, that will call it as it is. And then eventually when I get the Pixel 4 myself, I will give a reaction to that. But that won't be until 2020, if I get it. Yeah, so other than that, I mean, that was the event. So we got Pixel Buds, $179. We got Pixel Book Go, $649. We got Stadia, a little update on Stadia. We got Pixel 4 starting at $799 for the base, so $899 for the XL. And last thing too is those rumors about like the 4XL was going to be a bit more, not in price, but it was going to have like more features than the Pixel 4, like kind of like making the Pixel 4 like the Galaxy S version, and then the Pixel 4 XL like the Note version. Didn't happen there. They have the same features on both sides, so that scared the shit out of me when. Excuse my French. That scared the crap out of me when that happened. Like when people were talking about it. Glad to know that did not happen. So they both have 64 base starting. It's not 64 on the 4 and then 128 starting on the XL. At least they didn't say that. So if I'm wrong, I'm going to kick myself in the butt. But as far as I know, they said on the event that they both have the same features all across. So that to me is just like, hey, that's cool. Companies should never do that where they take their larger version and make it more powerful, in a sense, put more effort into it than its normal model. Because I got small hands. Like, these are small hands, right? This is the 3A, and this already feels big. My Pixel 3 feels snug and comfy in my hands. So I can rock them without cases at home. When I go out, definitely wrap them in cases. So I still like this one. My son drew Sonic on it. This is a Spigen clear case. Ronaldo, what's up, man? I'm jumping off here in a little bit, though, so if you want to catch the replay. I don't know if you saw the event, if you watched it live, too. But I just gave my reaction on the event. So, yeah. That was a good thing. They did not separate features, and they did not do, like, a focus on the XL and lightly focused on the 4. They both have the same features across, so that's great. I thought they were going to have more colors, too. That's another thing, too, because like when you saw the leaks, we saw multiple colors of the Pixel 4, but there's only 3 colors. So just black, clearly white, and a limited edition Oso orange. Why did they limit that color? Like, why is orange limited? Like the not pink last year on the Pixel 3, that wasn't a limited run. I know on the Pixel 2, the Panda was sort of limited because it was only on the XL version. You didn't get it. I mean, you got on the Pixel, but the Pixel 2 generations, you got the I forgot what they called the blue one, but I know it was like it was a blue colored one. Forgot what they called it or what they named it, but that was on the Pixel 2, and then the Panda version was on the 2 XL. So, but those weren't really limited runs. So I don't know why Google decided to go, okay, with the Oso orange, we're gonna have a limited. Why limit your new color? Because that's what people are like. People are about colors these days. People are gonna go after that Oso orange. I just woke up and watched it and missed a lot. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you can watch the replay, dude. It was like here. It wasn't like woo. It wasn't that. It was just like okay, here. Like I told people at the beginning of this live broadcast, I said that the most exciting thing to me out of this event was the Pixel Buds. That was because of the fact of the range of Bluetooth connection. So outdoors, it's a football field length connection. So you could have your Pixel 4 in one end zone and be in the other end zone, and your Pixel Buds will stay connected. So you could take phone calls and stuff like that. It uses a not a microphone, but they have like I guess you could say like it's a receiver that actually picks up outside sounds and pushes it through the speakers inside the bud, so you can hear everything outside, and it can fluctuate the sounds dynamically. So that way, if it's like a very loud setting, it could lower the sound around you, so that way you hear what's going on around you, but it's not overpoweringly, like sounding. And then it's small. It has I want to say it said up to 5 hours of battery life on a single charge. But then with the buds inside of its case, the case was able to hold a charge for 24 hours. So good battery life packed into a very small piece of tech. The Pixel Buds was the more appealing thing to me. And it's going to be $179, so about $20 more than AirPods. But again, you're going to get some pretty cool stuff out of it. You feel like the battery life is not good? 5 hours is not good? I mean, you get 5 hours on a single charge for the Buds itself, 24 hours out of the case. I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I thought it was like that. That was like the coolest thing that they did, because there were some. I know there's some out there that's probably gonna have better battery life and things like that. But like a lot of the stuff that they went into for our details for the build out for the Pixel Buds and how they kept it in a small form factor, to me that's I was impressed by that. Um, Everything else was pretty like eh. The Pixel 4, I could see further things go down. Yeah, with the charging case, you get 24 hours out of it. So 5 hours with them outside the case in your ear, and then the case itself can hold 24 hours. So you don't have to like continuously keep charging the case. You can just put the buds back in so they charge on their own. So you can literally like extend it a day or so. Because like let's say you only use them 5 hours out of the day, right? You get home and then you take them out. You don't use them. You put them in the case charges them back up. Use them tomorrow for another 5 hours. So you can actually get like 3 days on the battery life for that thing if you only use it for the 5 hours, right? The Pixel 4 has potential. I just felt like that they didn't really back their Pixel 4 at all. $799 starting off, so not $1,000 like everyone was worried about. So here in a little bit, because I know I'm doing this live stream, one, to give you guys my reaction of the event, and two, to allow other content creators time to like do their video and edit and throw it and put it up there. I'm interested in John Prosser's take on it, because I know he's been covering the Pixel 4 and he's been like talking about that Google can stick the landing if they price it right. It's $799 starting off with the Pixel 4, so $899 for the XL, since the XL is usually about $100 more. The Pixel Book Go, I thought was pretty interesting. However, you know, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Like, I wouldn't compare a Pixel Book Go to a Chromebook. Not a Chromebook, but to a MacBook. I wouldn't do that to go so far out as that. But some of the stuff that they were talking about, it's like, I don't know, I felt with this event they talked about certain things as a filler just to get to that point where they could start talking about the Pixel 4. They talked about the cameras. I did tweet it. The astrophotography looks good. Yeah, I did tweet it. Like I said earlier in the stream, I did tweet about it. I basically hashtag telephoto versus hashtag super wide angle, because that's where it's really at, right? Wow, it's going out of focus. Focus. There we go. It's really where it's going to be at when it comes to Pixel 4 versus iPhone 11. And now that the Pixel 4 is here, now we can see some real comparisons. Because the iPhone 11 photos were all like, reviewers were comparing it to the Pixel 3, which is last year's Pixel. Now we have this year's Pixel. Now we can really see them go head to head. We can see what they're talking about with the pinch to zoom, because they were talking about it. Why crop out and zoom when you can just pinch to zoom? So they went with that. They talked about the telephoto lens. Why they chose to focus more on telephoto versus getting a super wide angle. But they did take an insane shot from far away. But I want to see these cameras in real world use. I don't want to see it from any of the big time YouTubers. I don't want to see comparisons from everything Apple. None of those guys. I want to see someone average that has an iPhone 11 and buys a Pixel 4 and then does comparisons. But of course, I'm not going to let their narration affect my judgment on it. I'm taking a tip from Chris Perillo. I'm just going to look at it with my own eyes and make my own decisions there. So it was an okay event, but wasn't super exciting. And the crowd was like really dead. Yeah. And at the end of the day, of course, like, can't get really super mad at these phones because, again, next year there'll be another release. It's a hamster wheel. A prediction that I made long time ago. This was back in 2008. I told people when it came to these smartphones coming out, this is how they were going to get people on that hamster wheel. Because if you're getting a microcomputer in your hand, you have to keep the software up to date. But then I knew companies weren't going to really focus on that, because the better way for them to move units and sell units is to not update the hardware that's currently out. Well, no, not update the hardware that's currently out with new software, but to like build a new hardware with the new software so people will spend money on it, and to keep people on that hamster wheel, keep them on that cycle. What's up, buddy? Okay, I'm coming. I'll be right there. Take Sonic into the room. Alright guys, so I'm going to end this live stream. My son wants me to come lay down and watch Carmen Sandiego with him, so I'm going to go and do that. Everyone that came into the live stream and hung out, chatted with me, thanks so much. Sneed, thanks for coming through. Um, Hopefully you didn't get in trouble for watching the live stream. And then Ronaldo, thanks for coming in. Coffee, thanks for coming in and watching. And hopefully everything is going well with your car. Y'all check out Ronaldo's channel. Head over to his channel, subscribe to him. Real good dude. And hopefully, Ronaldo, you're on Sneed's live stream Sunday, because I plan to join on it, since I already told him that since he is the originator of the live stream, anyone else that joins the live stream can do it from their mobile phone using the Chrome app. So that's how I'm going to join the live stream with you guys on Sunday. I'm going to allocate time to be able to do that. So I'll keep in touch with Sneed on Twitter and DMs. And then he'll plan everything out. And I will be joining you guys on Sneed's live stream on Sunday. So I'll be right there. I'm coming. I'm just saying bye to everybody. You want to say bye to them? This is my 4-year-old. All right. Say bye.
Hi.
You say hi and bye?
Bye.
All right, guys. Aloha. Thanks for checking out the live stream. I'll see you guys next time.